Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And today we got another episode of one of my all-time favorites. And, lately they have not been posting these episodes as much as I would like. Remember the good days when, every week, it was every Friday morning at 9 a.m., they would post a brand new episode of this series. It's called Millennial Money, where what they do is they follow the lives of millennials. They see where they spend their money. And in the old days, these episodes were like a train wreck. It was like these people just blowing money left and right. And I loved watching it because it gave me just a lot of anger. It was like an outlet for me to yell at the camera, get out all my frustrations at the fact that they're not saving enough money. And now they flipped it around. Now these people are all doing really well. And now they also just barely post. The last episode was 2 weeks ago, but we got this one today, okay? I'm really excited. It's called Living on $46K a year in Denver. Wait for it. Millennial Money. Now, the one thing I'm actually rather surprised about, two things. One, this video did not get that many views. And number two, it's got 110 dislikes with 2,000 likes. It's a higher than normal dislike ratio, I would say, for a Millennial Money. Makes me wonder why. So anyway, let's give this video a shot. But let's, by the way, really quick, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm so we don't get 110 dislikes. We got to get so many likes on this video that who dislikes the video. If you dislike the video, comment down below. Let me know why. I'm always so curious when I post a video. There's always 2-3 dislikes right off the bat. Who are these people? I want to know. Comment down below. Let me know if you're one of those people. Just curious. That's all. Just want to make friends here. But anyway, that's it. With that said, let's begin the video now.
As an undocumented immigrant, I can still make a living in this country. I can still survive, and I can still contribute not only to the socio-economic of this country, but the cultural growth of this country.
Look at that. He's got a Canon. It looks like a Canon. I don't know, 70D. He's basically got the same camera I have. And it looks like, too, he's got, what is he working on there? Okay. Anyway, we're going to find out. I bet he's into photography or YouTube videos. Let's see.
My name is Alejandro Munoz. I am 31 years old. I make $46,000 a year, and I live in Denver, Colorado.
That's pretty good rent. $620 a month rent. I gotta say though, maybe it's just because I'm in Los Angeles, where I'm sure something like a studio apartment in LA, in this area would be $2,100, $2,200 a month. It's insane. So I see, in comparison, $620 a month, I'm like, wow, what a good deal. But in all seriousness, he's making $46,000 a year, paying $620 a month. That's pretty good rent, and yeah, he should be saving a decent amount of money on that.
I am the co-owner of Stokes Pocket Food Truck, a local food truck here in the center of downtown Denver.
Reminds me of the Stokes twins. That's probably not something he wants to be associated with right now, but oh man, I love Pokey. Poke. I'm kidding. I love that. It's so good because the thing with that is that it's way cheaper than sushi. For sushi here, it's $15 for a big roll, but for a big bowl, the large bowl of poke is $14, and it's way more food, way more fish, way better of a deal. I love it.
We were able to grow the business when we bought it from $40,000 to, at the end of 2019, grossing $196,000.
But what's the net on that? Those businesses are hard to scale. That's the thing. They're so time intensive. They save money on rent, at least, with some of the food trucks. You got a kiosk. But it's a scaling problem. You get to a point eventually where you have to start franchising off, and then you collect franchise fees. It's an interesting business. Cousin's Maine Lobster was the one that I love. Absolutely love that. It's expensive though, but it's so good.
Once the pandemic hit, we saw drastic changes. We went from doing anywhere from 350 to 500 bowls on any given day to only pulling in roughly 50 bowls a day.
Ooh, that's gotta be rough. But I'm wondering, it seems like some of these restaurants around me at least, their business now is booming with these takeout orders right now and delivery services. Not everybody obviously, but some of these businesses, you pull up and there's a line out the door with people just wanting to get takeout food. It's actually pretty incredible. So I'm curious to see if that was just a temporary slump for him, or if businesses started to pick back up once delivery services and takeout started. Because in the beginning, yeah, everyone was freaked out, but now people are starting to realize, like, wait a second, I get takeout, that's okay.
2020 is the year that anything can go wrong.
Let's see how much he's charging here. That's actually a pretty decent price. Spicy Poke 9, Shoyu 9, Surf and Turf 9. He's got good prices. I wish they would come to like Venice Beach. That would be awesome. I would buy it. I would buy a lot of poke.
Not only losing about 95% of our business, right now it's picking back up, but losing that much really hurt us. And recently, our food truck was also hit by a drunk driver. Our food truck right now is in the auto body shop. I am estimating that in total, we're gonna lose about 5 weeks of being able to operate the food truck, which also results in loss of revenue.
Yikes, that's, oh man. Okay, so something like that, you usually have some sort of insurance for that, because if that basically is your office, ideally, now in the future, what you would do is you would get that insured against business loss. Like, I actually have this business insurance. It's kind of stupid, honestly, to pay for it, but it protects me in the event of like an outage beyond my control. If something happens like that, there's like some big outage of like whatever it is, I think the insurance company will pay me like a few $1,000s a day just to try to make up for that outage. I don't know if that's ever going to be a reality, but with a lot of these businesses, they will actually pay you for downtime for stuff like this that happens. That way, it's not just car insurance, but it's also a business insurance on top of that, and it's a write-off. So stuff like that is also very important to have.
So the last time I had a savings account was in 2018, and I had a savings of about $5,000. I used that money to buy into the food truck business Stokes Poke.
Okay, so we got $620 rent. That's good. Side hustles. What's this? $500 side hustles. Podcast and video equipment, hiring freelancers, supplies. $500 a month. That's a big budget. Unless it's just like a few months, like he pays like $2,000 and he's done. That seems like a lot. It depends how much he's making on that. If he's spending $5,000, he's making like $1,500 back. That's good. Let's see. Food, $400 a month. Groceries, restaurants. I would say he's actually probably spending a little bit too much for food. $400 a month, especially with I wonder how much he can get his food for at wholesale cost, given that he runs basically a restaurant. So that is something I would absolutely say you could probably get down to like, I don't know, $300 a month. So he says $100 a month there. Transportation, $397. Wow. Car payment, gas, car insurance. What does he drive? The transportation could also probably come down a little bit more. I don't know what he's driving. If he got like a good deal on a used car with 0% interest, like then maybe that makes sense. But transportation is another one that's a bit too much. Phone, $150 a month for a phone. That is also very high. I pay, I think it's like $85 a month for unlimited everything with my phone through T-Mobile. And that's like unlimited calling, texting, which doesn't matter anyway. Unlimited data. It's a data you really pay for. Who makes phone calls anymore? Seriously, it's all iMessage and just watching YouTube videos. That's all I really pay for anyway. That's too high. Utilities, $130 a month. For a studio apartment, I guess that's okay. Laundry, wow, $90 a month for laundry. Why is that so high? That seems really high. Like even if he's going to a laundromat, I don't know, $15 a month at a laundromat. That's high. Wi-Fi, $55, that's fine. Travel, $42. Monthly average calculated from annual spending. Okay, that's fine. Subscription, $68. Amazon, Spotify, Soylent. Soylent would count as a food though, wouldn't it? So wouldn't that kind of go in his food budget? Anyway, my only complaints here, food he could get down a little bit. Transportation might be able to come down a little bit. Phone should be able to come down a little bit. And laundry should be able to come down a little. Right there, you should be able to save, I don't know, $250 a month extra on top of that? Maybe. Let's see.
I still haven't been able to get back into a savings mode because I have been utilizing a lot of our profits, not only from paying myself a low salary, but also any profits that are coming in from the business, we're just putting them back. Right now, it's pretty much all lumped in making sure that the business continues to scale up and grow, specifically during the pandemic.
I agree with that. I think he's on the right track with his business. He's smart like that. He's not taking the money and spending it. He's got to figure out a way, like how long is that going to take him to really become profitable from this? The thing is, he's got to open multiple locations at this point. Like I've met some people who have owned poke places that actually make a pretty decent living, but they do so by having multiple locations. Like you never see people just operating only one. They're operating like 8 to 10, and their schedules are packed, by the way. So it's a lot of work, but really that's the only way I think he's going to be able to grow to like the next level. He's got to expand. he's basically going all or nothing with his business. You know, I gotta say, like, he's not doing anything wrong with the business per se, but there's got to be. I know he has a plan. He seems too smart not to have a plan and just to be taking this like month by month. I'm curious what the plan is to grow the business.
When I was younger, I sometimes felt a little bit embarrassed of the work that my mom was doing, selling perfumes and selling jewelry on the side or selling cheesecakes door to door. All of that to me felt like we were doing it out of necessity, and it really didn't click to me when I was younger that it was actually an entrepreneurship spirit that lived in my mom. By her trying to survive, she was teaching me entrepreneurship traits.
You know what? He's got a good presence about him. He could be one of those like motivational speakers. You know, he's got a good presence to him. Got to admit that.
Although my mom never sat me down and said, "Mijo, here is the return on investment that we're gonna get today, and here's how I came about, and here's the business plan that I wrote, or here's a marketing strategy that I'm gonna do." None of that ever existed, and I think that's why a lot of our community continues to not be able to scale up. It's because we don't have the resources.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's probably true, and it's all a learning experience. So now he could take these experiences and then pass this on to like the next generation. Be like, hey, we gotta get minimum 25% cash on cash return, otherwise you're out of the house. You know, that's what, get a good kick in the pants there. But no, seriously, all of these experiences he's taking now, it's probably gonna take him a little bit longer to learn, but once he learns them, man, I mean, his motivation is so strong, so like I have no doubt he's gonna come out of this perfectly fine, even better than before.
My entrepreneurship journey began with side hustles. I started a side hustle selling sunglasses back in 2012. That side hustle allowed me to gain the experience and the knowledge of what it takes to run a business.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know, it really all starts with sales. Like almost everything people do at their core is really sales. And sometimes too, like those kids, like I don't know if these groups exist in your middle school, but in my middle school, we had this like group of kids that would go to the grocery store, buy candy, and then go to the school and start like dealing out the candies like under the table. And like every now and then they would get in trouble for like selling candy, which I never understood why they would get in trouble for that. Like they should be rewarded for that. But I bought candy for some of these kids because it was a good deal. I mean, yeah, you're overpaying based on what they bought it for, but these kids were hustling, they were making money on the side, they were always like stacked with cash. I think those types of people will grow on to just to be great salesmen in anything that they do. It's all about finding a market that's underserved, which was candy, and then providing a service in that marketplace, and it worked really well.
I have 0 student loans because I never pursued a 4-year education. I am now more than ever glad that I made that decision because I, as a business owner, don't need any degrees to be able to grow the business.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what? He's probably way further ahead than a lot of people his age when you account for student debt. So I think he probably made the right decision. For what he wants to do, he doesn't need a college degree. A lot of that, I think, is just going to be learned on the job.
Now that I'm my business owner and I don't have any insurances, it's made me realize how important healthcare is. As an undocumented immigrant, also that can be a barrier to be able to obtain some health insurances.
Yeah, it's so expensive for health insurance. It's even for me, I pay, how much do I pay now? It's like $250, I think, a month. For really nothing. It's basically just a catastrophic plan where if something were to happen to me, I pay the first like $7,000 to $8,000 out of pocket, and then anything over that is taken care of, but it covers nothing. So really the first set, it's only in case something horrible happens, knock on wood that doesn't happen, then it basically protects me from bankruptcy if something crazy were to happen, but it's just so unbelievably expensive right now.
I have made it my mission to not only show others, whoever asks me or sends me a message, hey Alejandro, how were you able to do this? How were you able to import things from China to the United States? To show them that process, but also I've taken it now to a different step where I go into colleges and universities and I speak to folks who are also undocumented or documented, and I talk about the undocu hustle.
Oh, that's why he's so good at speaking. Obviously, he's had a lot of practice talking to other people and sharing his story. He's a really good speaker. So I have a feeling he's going to be able to continue that like even further. And regardless of what happens with like his business, he could always have a career in motivational speaking, I think.
I still have enough to be able to live a comfortable lifestyle, but at the same time, I am driving and I am envisioning a lifestyle where I'm gonna be able not only to just have enough to survive, but enough to be able to really create generational wealth and create community wealth for not only for myself, but for my family and my community.
Yeah, you know, it's good. He's just got to find a way to scale that business, because as it is right now, he's going to be working himself nonstop to try to grow this bit. It's got to make money. I understand right now is a very difficult time, but there's got to be something he could do to increase sales, save more money in that, open up another spot, maybe try to get some sort of franchise going on that. I'm not sure how viable that is for a place like, because here's the thing, with Pokey like this, the business model is almost like you could copy and paste it, and what people really pay for is a brand name. So he's really got to get like a good brand going behind it where people know that brand and then want to go specifically for that. Like we have here in Los Angeles, we have Sweet Fin Pokey and we have Mainland Pokey. People kind of know both of those names, so they'll go out of their way to go to one of those places. It's like going to McDonald's if you want to, like, you know that brand name McDonald's. So that's where the franchise really comes into effect. Like you can't just have one business and then be like, oh, I want a franchise, because anyone would be like, well, why am I going to pay you 15% when just selling Pokey, here's the structure of it, I'm just going to do it myself with my own name. So there's got to be some sort of benefit on that. So I think he's got to grow his brand a little bit more first, and then he could start looking into expanding further. But other than that, I think he's doing a great job. He's a real hustler. He's got a great motivational story behind him. He's a good speaker, too. So he's got a lot going for him, and I think no matter what, he's going to be successful at pretty much anything he does. So anyway, with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. Post it pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. As in the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour, new episodes being posted every single Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And lastly, if you guys want 2 free stocks, use the link down below in the description, and Webull is going to be giving you 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 on the platform, with one of those stocks potentially worth all the way up to $1,400. So if you want those 2 free stocks, use the link down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which 2 free stocks you get, and until next time.